can't tell you what it's like to be up here and hear all of these wonderful Sondheim tunes. A lot of them are from the past. And I hear "The Right Girl" done so beautifully tonight. When I see the wonderful rendition of "Ladies Who Lunch," brilliantly performed. Having spent so much time in that era, every time I hear the orchestration, the chords that come in, there's something in the DNA that just takes me to a wonderful place, and to see it being done by a new generation of people is really incredible. It really is incredible. I have broccoli in my freezer older than a lot of these people. I stole that line. Jim Brochu said it in his show, 0 Hour. Forgive me. But as Stephen Sondheim said, everyone's a thief. It's the quality of the theft. I guess I had to tell a joke because of what I have to say about my dear friend Victoria is different. And I first met 17-year-old Victoria Morales on our first day of school at AMDA, late in the summer of 1966. On that day in class, I heard her sing the last lines of "Yes, My Heart" from Carnival. "Then I'll have to laugh and sing and dance." Was that not Vicki? I was, as Angela Lansbury was to later say, flabbergasted by her voice, but even more so by the world that Vicki entered and lived in, so apparent when she sang and moved. I had the great good fortune later, in the summer of 1968, to have auditioned, been chosen for, and then held court at New York Lincoln Center's State Theater as Tony and Maria in West Side Story. And with the talented gangs of Jets and Sharks, we made a statement about the world's bigotry and violence in a way that only words, music, and dance can. After that incredible experience, we did many shows: Dear World, Dames at Sea, Carnival, like he did at City Center, and then a little night music. And then together again we did the Fantastics, Follies, and the first celebration of Stephen Sondheim's music, a tribute to Stephen Sondheim, on the stage of the Little Night Music 2 weeks after it had opened in 1973. We had a ball going through Stephen's trunk and finding tunes that had been laying there for quite some time. We found a more recent discard was Pleasant Little Kingdom, We're Gonna Be All Right, Happily Ever After, Love Is in the Air, and 3 of my favorites, I Remember, which was reintroduced by Vicki and sung so beautifully at the tribute, 2 fairy tales that were sung by Vicki and her soon-to-be husband, Mark Lambert, and my favorite, sung by Susan Browning and Jack Cassidy. I would like to dedicate this song to Vicki's family, to Mark Lambert, the talented man who played opposite Vicki in A Little Night Music, who is here with us tonight, sitting in the back there. Mark Lambert. And of course, their lovely daughter, Ramona Mallory Lambert, who played Vicki's role in the revival of night music just a few years ago. This song is in honor of your love. So many people in the world, and what can they do? They'll never know love like my love for you. So many people laugh at what they don't know. Well, that's their concern. If just a few, say 500,000 or so, could see us, they'd learn So many people in the world don't know what they've missed. They'd never believe such joy could exist. And when they tell us it's a thing we'll outgrow, they're jealous as they can be. That with so many people in the world, you love me. Trunk. And there was a beginning part of that Susan Browning sang so beautiful, which, and then they both came in and sang it as a duet. Many years later, I again had the great good fortune to reconnect with Victoria in our backward glance, our concert at City Center when everything was possible. And we did it one night at City Center, and we're now, as you can see by the flyers on your table, funding the recording of that single performance, Vicky's last New York stage appearance. Of course, we didn't know it at the time. We had planned on having the show being done for years and years into the future. You just never know, never know. Near the end of the concert, I would turn to Vicky and say, boy, maybe years from now, we'll realize how lucky we are to be up here again. And she turned to me and said, I realize that right now. The now. That was Vicky. That's the world she lived in. And those of us who were lucky enough to have shared that world with her knew how special it was. Knew how special it was. Thank you, Vicky, for the laughter, the songs, and the music. Whenever Vicky and I would sing together, she would, at one point, punch me in the shoulder and say, hey, Curt, you gotta sing You Know What. And I said, okay, Vicky, I do know what. This song is for you. Te adoro, my dearest friend. You know, when people complain to me that company is anti-marriage or that Sondheim is a cold writer, I always direct them to this point in the show where the same song is sung before and after an awakening. It's a song where the changing of a half a word, a someone to somebody, changes a person's life. Someone to hold you too close? Someone to hurt you too deep? Someone to sit in your chair and ruin your sleep? Someone to crowd you with love? Someone to force you to care? Someone to make you come through as frightened as you? Being alive? Being alive? Being alive? Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hold me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being not alive. Somebody grab me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody make me come